My beloved child, stop for a moment and listen carefully, because if you have found this message, if your eyes are reading these words right now, then this is not a coincidence and it was never meant to be random. Something deeper is happening behind the scenes of your life, something you cannot see yet, but you are about to feel it very soon. And I need you to stay with me till the end, because what I am about to reveal carries a warning that you must not ignore. There is a person connected to your past, someone whose energy has never fully left your life, no matter how far they walked away or how silent things became between you. This person has been thinking about you more than you realize, replaying memories, feeling the weight of their decisions. And now something is shifting inside them, something is pushing them toward you again, and within the next 48 hours there is a strong spiritual movement that will cause them to reach out, to send a message, to call, or to show up in a way you did not expect. But listen carefully, this is not just about them coming back. This is where you must stay alert, because not every return is meant for reconciliation. Some returns are meant for closure, some are meant to test your growth, and some are meant to reveal truths that were hidden before. You have been through a phase of pain, confusion, and emotional struggle, and even though you tried to move forward, a part of your heart still remembers them, still wonders what could have been, and that is exactly why this moment is so powerful and also so dangerous if you are not aware, because when they come back, they will not come empty, they will come carrying emotions, words, and possibly promises, but not everything they say will match their true intentions, and this is the warning you must hold on to. Do not let your emotions take control before you observe their actions. Do not rush into believing everything just because it feels familiar, because familiarity can sometimes disguise the same patterns that once hurt you. You must remember who you have become during the time they were gone. You have grown, you have healed, even if not completely. You have learned lessons that changed the way you see yourself and others. And now you are standing at a point where you have the power to choose differently. This is not the same version of you that they left behind, and because of that, the outcome of this situation will depend entirely on how you respond when they reach out. There is a reason this connection is reactivating now. There are unfinished emotions, unspoken words, and unresolved energy between you and this person, and the universe is allowing this interaction to happen so that something can finally come to light. But here is what you must understand. Just because someone returns does not mean they have changed. Sometimes people return because they miss the comfort you gave them. Sometimes they return because they feel lonely. Sometimes they return because they see you moving on and they cannot accept losing you completely, and sometimes they return because they truly regret what they did, but it is your responsibility to recognize which one it is. You must not ignore the signs, you must pay attention to how they speak to you, how consistent they are, how they respect your boundaries, because words alone will not tell you the truth, actions will. And if you notice hesitation, confusion, or mixed signals, do not ignore it just because your heart wants things to be different this time. You have to protect your peace above everything else. You have to remember the nights you cried, the moments you felt alone, the times you questioned your worth, and ask yourself if you are willing to risk going through that again, because this is your moment of power. This is your test, and how you handle this will shape the next chapter of your life. If they come with honesty, accountability, and a genuine effort to make things right, then you will feel it, not just in their words but in their energy. But if they come with confusion, excuses, or the same patterns as before, then that is your sign to step back and not repeat the cycle. You deserve clarity, you deserve respect, you deserve a connection that does not leave you questioning your value, and this moment is giving you the opportunity to choose that. Do not be afraid to set boundaries. Do not be afraid to take your time. Do not be afraid to walk away if something does not feel right. Because your growth was not meant to bring you back to the same pain, it was meant to elevate you to a place where you can recognize what is truly meant for you and what is not. Within the next 48 hours, something will happen that will confirm this message for you. It may come as a notification, a call, a message, or even an unexpected encounter, and when it happens, I want you to pause, breathe, and remember everything you are hearing right now. Do not react instantly. Observe, feel, and then respond from a place of strength, not from a place of longing, because you are no longer the person who needs validation from someone who once left. You are someone who knows their worth and chooses what aligns with their peace. And there is something else you need to understand. This connection is not just about them. It is about you discovering your own power, your own clarity, your own ability to choose what is right for your soul. And that is why this moment is so important, because it is not just a reunion, it is a revelation of truth, of intentions, and of your own strength. You have been guided to this point for a reason. You have been prepared for this, even if you did not realize it, and now you are being asked to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, because deep inside you already know what feels right and what does not. You just have to listen to it without letting your emotions cloud your judgment. This is your time to break patterns, to close cycles that no longer serve you, or to rebuild something only if it is truly meant to be different this time. But the warning remains the same. Do not ignore the signs. Do not rush. Do not lose yourself in the idea of what this could be. Stay grounded in what it actually is, because your peace is more important than any temporary emotion, and whatever happens in the next 48 hours will not define you. Your response to it will. So stay aware, stay strong, and remember that you are in control now, not your past, not your emotions, not this person, you, and only you, and that is your true power. My beloved child, now listen even deeper, because what is unfolding is not just about a simple return or a random message. It is a continuation of a story that was never truly finished, and the energy between you and this person has been building quietly behind the scenes, growing stronger with every thought, every memory, and every moment of silence that existed between you both. You may have tried to move on. You may have convinced yourself that it was over, but your spirit always knew there was something unresolved, something that still needed to be faced, and that is exactly why this moment is happening now, not before and not later, but now. Because you have reached a level of awareness where you can finally see things clearly if you choose to, and when this person reaches out within these 48 hours, it will not just be about what they say, it will be about what you feel underneath their words, because energy never lies. Even when people do, and this is where many make the mistake, they listen only with their ears and not with their intuition. They hear apologies and promises and they immediately open the door again, forgetting the lessons that were taught through pain. But you are not meant to repeat that pattern. You are meant to recognize it, to understand it, and to rise above it, because this return is a test of your emotional strength, your self-worth, and your ability to choose yourself over temporary comfort. You must understand that this person has been going through their own internal struggle. They have been facing consequences, realizations, and moments of regret that they may not fully admit to you, but it has been affecting them deeply. They have felt your absence, they have noticed the silence, and they have started to question their own actions, and that is why they are coming back. But here is the truth you must hold on to: realization does not always equal transformation. Just because someone realizes their mistake does not mean they have truly changed. Change requires effort, consistency, and a willingness to do things differently, and that is exactly what you must look for when they return, not just what they say but what they are willing to do differently this time, because if nothing changes, then everything will repeat, and you do not deserve to go through the same cycle again. You deserve something real, something stable, something that brings peace instead of confusion. And this is your opportunity to demand that from anyone who wants to be in your life. You are no longer in a position where you have to accept less than what you deserve. You are in a position where you can choose what aligns with your growth, and that is a powerful place to be. But it also requires discipline. It requires you to control your emotions when they try to pull you back into old patterns. It requires you to stay grounded when nostalgia tries to make everything seem better than it actually was, because the past can sometimes be romanticized. It can make you forget the pain and only remember the good moments. But you must see the full picture. You must remember everything, both the good and the bad, so that you can make a decision that is based on truth and not illusion. And when this person reaches out, they may try to remind you of the good times. They may try to make you feel something again. And that is where you must be careful, because feelings alone are not enough to rebuild something that was once broken. There must be clarity, honesty, and a real intention to grow. And if you do not see that clearly, then you must not allow yourself to fall back into something that once hurt you. You have come too far to go back to confusion. You have healed too much to reopen wounds that were finally starting to close. And you must protect that healing at all costs, because your peace is not something that should be compromised for anyone, no matter how familiar they feel, no matter how strong the connection once was. Because a true connection will not destroy your peace, it will enhance it, it will support your growth, it will make you feel safe and valued, not anxious and uncertain. And this is what you must remember when you are faced with this situation, because the decision you make will not just affect this moment, it will affect your future. It will determine whether you move forward into something better or fall back into something that no longer serves you. And there is another layer to this that you must understand. This return is also about you seeing your own progress. It is about you realizing how much you have grown, how much stronger you have become, and how much more aware you are now compared to before. And when you look at this person again, you will not see them the same way. You will notice things you did not notice before. You will feel things differently. And that is because you have changed. And that change is your strength. Do not lose it for anyone. Do not ignore it for the sake of comfort, because you have worked hard to become this version of yourself, and you deserve to honor that. And as the next 48 hours unfold, I want you to stay present, to stay aware, to observe everything without rushing into conclusions, because clarity comes from patience, not from impulsive reactions. And whatever happens, whether this person comes with truth or with confusion, you will be able to see it if you remain grounded, if you remain connected to your intuition, because you are not alone in this. You are being guided, you are being shown what you need to see, and all you have to do is pay attention, trust yourself, and choose what aligns with your highest good, because at the end of the day, this is not just about them coming back. It is about you deciding what stays and what goes in your life, and that is your power, that is your control, and that is what will shape your future moving forward. My beloved child, as you move closer to the moment where everything begins to unfold, there is something even deeper you must understand, something that will determine not only how this situation plays out but also how your future relationships will align, because what is happening within these 48 hours is not isolated. It is connected to a larger shift in your life, a shift that is pushing you toward clarity, truth, and emotional maturity. And when this person finally reaches out, whether through a message, a call, or an unexpected appearance, it will feel intense, it will feel familiar, and it may even stir emotions you thought you had already moved past. But do not let that intensity confuse you into thinking that everything has changed, because intensity is not always a sign of truth. Sometimes it is simply a reflection of unresolved energy finally coming to the surface. And this is why your awareness in this moment is more important than ever before, because you are no longer meant to react from your past self. You are meant to respond from who you have become, and that requires you to slow down, to observe, and to truly listen beyond the surface of what is being presented to you. This person may come with urgency, they may try to pull you back quickly, they may say things that touch your heart deeply, but you must not forget that real change is not proven in a single conversation. It is proven over time, through consistency, through actions that match words, and through a genuine effort to do things differently. And if that effort is not there, then no matter how strong the emotions feel, it is not something that will bring you peace in the long run, and peace is what you deserve above all else, not confusion, not emotional ups and downs, not uncertainty, but peace, stability, and clarity. And this is your moment to choose that, even if it feels difficult, even if it requires you to hold back when your heart wants to move forward. Because discipline in moments like this is what separates growth from repetition, and you have already experienced what repetition feels like. You know the patterns, you know the cycle, and now you are being given a chance to break it, to do something different, to choose yourself in a way you may not have done before. And that choice will not always feel easy, because there will be a part of you that remembers the connection, that remembers the bond you once shared. And that part may try to convince you to give in, to go back, to hope that things will be different without any real proof. But you must not let hope override your wisdom, because hope without evidence can lead you back into the same situation you worked so hard to heal from. And you deserve better than that. You deserve something that is built on truth, on mutual respect, and on genuine effort, not just on feelings and memories. And this is where your strength will be tested, not in how you feel, but in how you choose to act despite those feelings, because true growth is not about eliminating emotions, it is about not letting them control your decisions. And when this person speaks to you, when they try to reconnect, I want you to stay grounded in your truth, to ask yourself the important questions. Has anything really changed? Do their actions align with their words? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they bring you peace or do they bring you confusion? And most importantly, do they add value to your life now, or are they simply trying to return to what was convenient for them before? Because you are no longer available for convenience. You are available for something real, something meaningful, something that aligns with your growth. And if they cannot meet you at that level, then you must have the strength to walk away, not out of anger, not out of resentment, but out of self-respect. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is choose not to go back. even when the opportunity is right in front of you, and that choice does not mean you do not care. It means you care about yourself enough to not settle for less than what you deserve. And there is another truth you must be aware of. Sometimes people return not because they have changed, but because they sense that you have. They feel your growth, your independence, your strength, and it draws them back. But that does not mean they are ready to match that energy. And this is where you must be careful, because you do not want to lower yourself back to a level you have already outgrown. You want to continue moving forward towards something that reflects the person you have become, and this moment is your chance to prove that to yourself, to show yourself that you have learned, that you have grown, and that you are capable of making decisions that protect your peace and your future. And as these 48 hours come to an end, you will have your answer, not just about this person, but about yourself, about your strength, your clarity, and your ability to choose what is right for you. And no matter what happens, whether this connection is rekindled in a healthy way or whether it comes to a final closure, you will come out of this stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true path, because this is not just a moment of reconnection. It is a moment of revelation, a moment where everything becomes clear, where illusions fall away, and where truth stands in front of you without disguise. And all you have to do is see it, accept it, and choose accordingly, because your future is not determined by who comes back into your life. It is determined by what you allow to stay, and that choice has always been yours, and it always will be. My beloved child, now as this cycle reaches its final turning point, you must understand that what is about to happen is not just the return of a person but the revealing of a truth that your soul has been waiting to confront, because deep within you there has always been a quiet knowing, a voice that tried to guide you even when your emotions were loud, a feeling that told you something was not fully right yet you held on, hoping that time would change what actions did not. And now that moment of clarity is no longer something distant. It is here, it is present, and it will show itself through this connection in a way that cannot be ignored. And when this person reaches out, the energy you feel will be your first sign, not their words, not their promises, but the energy, because your spirit has evolved to recognize truth faster than before. And you will sense immediately whether this return carries peace or carries the same confusion you once struggled with, and this is why you must trust that feeling without second-guessing it, because second-guessing is what kept you stuck before. It made you doubt your intuition, it made you overlook signs that were clearly there, but now you are no longer in that place. You have grown beyond that version of yourself. And this moment is here to confirm that growth, to show you that you are no longer easily pulled by emotions alone, that you can stand firm in your awareness even when something familiar tries to draw you back in. And there is something else you must not forget. This person may come with vulnerability, they may express regret, they may open up in ways they never did before. And while that may feel genuine, you must still remain observant, because vulnerability without accountability is incomplete, and accountability is what truly shows whether someone is ready to change. It is not enough for them to say they missed you or that they made a mistake. What matters is whether they understand the impact of their actions, and whether they are willing to take responsibility for it without excuses. And if that is missing, then you must not allow yourself to be pulled back into something that has not truly transformed, because you deserve a connection that is built on awareness, honesty, and mutual effort, not on temporary emotions or empty words. And as you stand in this moment, you are being given a rare opportunity, an opportunity to choose differently, to respond differently, and to create a different outcome than before, because the power is no longer in their hands, it is in yours. It is in how you choose to engage, how you choose to respond, and how you choose to protect your energy moving forward. And if you feel even the slightest sense of doubt or unease, do not ignore it, because that is your intuition speaking to you, guiding you, trying to protect you from repeating a lesson that you have already learned, and you must honor that guidance, even if it means stepping back, even if it means saying no, even if it means walking away from something that once meant everything to you, because your peace, your growth, and your self-respect are far more valuable than any temporary connection, and there is a deeper truth that you must carry with you beyond these 48 hours, something that will stay with you long after this situation has passed, and that truth is this: not everyone who comes back is meant to stay. And not every reconnection is meant to be rebuilt. Some are simply meant to show you how far you have come, to give you closure, and to remind you of your own strength. And if this is one of those moments, then accept it with grace, accept it without resistance, and allow yourself to move forward without looking back. Because holding on to something that no longer aligns with your growth will only delay what is truly meant for you, and what is meant for you will not require you to question your worth. It will not make you feel uncertain, it will not bring confusion into your life. It will come with clarity, with stability, and with a sense of peace that you do not have to fight for, and that is what you deserve. That is what you are moving toward, and nothing less should be accepted. And as this message comes to its end, I want you to remember one final thing. You are not the same person you were before. You are stronger, wiser, and more aware, and because of that, your choices must reflect that growth. Do not shrink yourself to fit into something that no longer matches your level. Do not ignore your intuition for the sake of familiarity, and do not settle for anything that does not bring you peace, because your journey has been preparing you for this exact moment, a moment where you finally choose yourself without hesitation, without fear, and without doubt, and whatever happens next, whether this person stays or leaves again, whether this connection transforms or ends completely, know that you are exactly where you need to be, and that everything unfolding is guiding you towards something greater, something more aligned, and something that truly reflects the person you have become. So stand firm in your truth, trust your inner voice, and move forward with confidence, because your future is not behind you, it is ahead of you, and it is waiting for you to choose it.